So in 2006, I literally had the scare of my life, almost ending my life, like very close to not making it another day. And I was actually overseas when I started getting sick and not feeling well. My back started hurting. My whole body just ached. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I mean, I was just in so much pain. It got to the point like I was just hurled over in pain. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't, and the thing about it is I put on a front. I put on a happy face. The doctors, I would tell them occasionally I didn't feel so well, but not to the extreme of what was actually going on because I didn't know what was going on. But I knew there was nothing going to stop me. Here I am on a European tour that any other girl would die to be on. You want to be on these tours. So there was going to be, every time they ask, are you okay to go out? Of course I'm okay to go out. I want to perform, and I just really didn't know what was going on. And the crazy part is I don't remember the last half of that tour. There's about 3 shows that I know I performed at. I know I wasn't feeling well, but I absolutely have no recollection of those shows. I have no recollection of how I got back to the States. I remember we had a chartered flight, and I was in so much pain, and we were checking in. The last thing I remember is Candace Michelle helping me get checked in, get my luggage onto the plane. After that, I do not remember a thing. I don't know how I made it in my layover. I don't remember how I got home. I don't know who called my parents to pick me up. I don't remember going into the hospital. I just have absolutely no memory of that. I was just that much out of it. I did miss one of the shows. I think it was in Germany. I honestly can't remember because I was so dehydrated and I got so sick that I was just hooked up to an IV the whole entire time. Again, I thought, I'll just get some fluids in me. I'm dehydrated and I'll be okay to finish the rest of the tour, which I did finish the rest of the tour somehow, but I did miss that one show. So my parents picked me up, take me straight to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 16 days. The first 6 days, I don't remember. I was completely out of it, unaware of what was going on, just hallucinating. And the crazy thing is, I can laugh about it now because since I was coming off the tour, like, I was seeing all sorts of crazy things in my hospital room. Like, I was seeing people's faces in the mirror and people standing guarding my door and people fighting outside my hospital window. And, I mean, I was just hallucinating. The doctors finally figured out what was wrong, and I'm one of the very few people in this world that if you drink too much water, my hypothalamus releases a signal throughout my body that flushes out sodium. So all my sodium was getting flushed out of my body, causing a huge electrolyte imbalance, which is obviously very severe. So my kidney, my liver, everything just started shutting down, which is obviously why I was in so much pain. At the same time, when I did finally come to in the hospital and I started trying to pull myself up, I was like, oh my gosh, I still hurt so bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, come to find out, I had a broken sternum from one of the matches. And that's, the nice little hole I still have in my chest from where that broken sternum was. But all the other pain actually camouflaged that, which is, just mind-baffling to me. I actually get a little kind of shaky just sitting here thinking about it. I was completely okay. I tell my parents all the time, if something, God forbid, ever were to happen like that again, that I was okay. I know where I'm going. I'm completely confident in that. I was in no pain because I had no idea what was going on. Ended up being in the hospital for 16 days, lost about 26 pounds. I was so weak that I couldn't stand up without blacking out. I couldn't walk more than like 4 or 5 steps for about 3 months. It was really, really bad. I'm very, very fortunate. Obviously, people were great. However, they helped me get home. People were great in the hospital. And then you realize, that we are like a family. I had people calling me right and left, sending flowers. Everybody pitched in and sent me this beautiful bracelet from Tiffany's that I'll cherish forever. And, there was so much love being given. And it's just, I can't even begin to explain the things I was doing in the hospital. I mean, I was seizing, I was ripping out my IVs, I'm not the best of patients, I guess. I guess I'm a little stubborn, obviously won't always perform. I remember telling my dad in the hospital, just call fit. He was our agent. Just call fit. I can perform. I can do this show. And it got to the point where, obviously I didn't know where I was at. So finally my dad and mom were like, okay, I'm going to call him. Just stop talking about it. I'm going to call him. So they were just, giving me the answers I wanted to hear. And bless their hearts, they were sleeping in the hospital with me every single night. And I feel bad for the scare. Not that, obviously I couldn't do anything about it, but I scared my poor family and friends, half to death. And I can't explain how lucky I am. That made me appreciate the little things that much more. More than anything, I was ready to get back on the road. I missed everybody. I missed performing. And, you hear it all the time, but you really can't take life for granted. Even to this day, I don't drink that much water. I drink it when I'm working out, but other than that, I drink, and I know, everybody's controversial, but I have to drink a lot of diet drinks and Gatorade and stuff to make sure that my body does not flush out sodium, or else this chick is in some serious trouble. I keep salt pills with me. There was some question on here about eating salt tablets or not eating sodium. No, sodium is my friend. But again, it was 16 long days, long recovery, very, very emotional, very overwhelming, very scary, very, oh gosh, there were so many emotions going on, and that's something that I don't wish upon anybody, and I thank my lucky stars every single day that I came out okay.